Alright, so this is a reshot of footage I took last night of this setup. It has changed as I put the picture up on ACBA and got some feedback from a couple of people. So I tried to incorporate the feedback that I received and to make the shot better. So one of the things, some of the feedback I received was that I had Agent Hill kind of hog-tied. So you can see, you can't see it here because I changed it up, but so I had her hands hog-tied to her legs, which bent her knees a little bit, and it was actually over the bar. One of the reasons I did that was just because I had the second bar, you know, the original one was there, the smaller one, and if I would have done it this way, then her head would have been almost touching the floor, because that bar is, you can see the distance here. It's a smaller, let me grab it, it's in my reach. So basically she was hanging off of that one, so we had both of the meat hooks up, and I guess it looked a little weird the way she was, or it didn't look natural, was the feedback that I received. So what I did is I took that part out, put her on the taller meat rack, and straightened her out, and just had her feet hanging off of one of the hooks there. But her feet and arms are attached by the same chain. I also just reposted the picture on ACBA and got some feedback that Agent Hill was looking nowhere. So I just fixed it so she's kind of looking up more at Bullseye. Another piece of feedback was that you couldn't distinguish that he had a hammer in hand. It was hard to kind of see. So when I took the picture, what I did is I angled it off so you can kind of, he had the background of the wall to give it the feel that it was a hammer, or to give it the visual. And then this particular agent, which he's bulky at the chest and has the gun strap and the gun holster rather and on his chest, looked unnatural just because of the huge gap. You can still see a little bit of a gap, but at an angle. The suggestion was having his head hanging off the table, which is what I did, and I straightened his bicep as well. Have Bullseye in a more in a better pose as he's getting ready to create some damage. There was no issues with the agent, who is leaning up against the wall. That was fine. So, you know, ACBA is the place to go if you want to get feedback on your shots, and it's always good to get feedback. You want to get better. You know, one of my biggest gripes with ACBA, the community at large, has been that at times they go beyond giving you suggestions for posing, and they start not agreeing with the art portion of it, you know, which obviously we're all artists, so you don't, it's not cool to hear somebody say, I mean, I don't like it, I wouldn't do it like that. I mean, I get it, that's your opinion, and that's where you have to be careful in when approaching people that way. It's cool if you're giving, you know, constructive criticism and some suggestions to make the shot better, which was the case here. It's another thing when you start saying, I don't know, what's some of the stuff that I've heard. You know, I don't know. I guess when you start going at the art of it, you know, I didn't like that character or the action figure you used, or you know, why is this guy's never met this guy in the comics, or whatever it is. You know, it's all, I've heard some different type of criticisms, and some are fair and some are unfair. But I've always been one to accept constructive criticism and get feedback from people, and making me a better poser, which is something that I need to work on. I've been, you know, trying my hand at ACBA now for a year, you know, something like that. And the one thing is that I kind of regret is I spent so much time on dioramas, because I like making dioramas, that it took you know, that time was spent there, and then I didn't spend as much time crafting or building the you know, the posing portion of it, which is important. because if I'm creating these dioramas to give it the realistic look, to put these action figures in real life type settings, then it only makes sense to also pose them correctly. But again, a lot of my time has gone towards making dioramas. Now I'm doing commissions, and I have maybe 3 right now on order, so I definitely need to focus more on posing the character. So that's one of the goals of the new year. I'm definitely not ready to enter the tournament this coming year. Hopefully 2015 I'll be ready to go, but this year will be the year of being a better poser. So I think I covered all the suggestions. One of the suggestions was that I should make the walls grittier, and I agree. I have an airbrush now that I didn't have, airbrush gun and compressor that I did not have when I created this diorama, so I will be able to give it a light black mist that will give it a better feel. I also have to finish magnetizing this diorama, so I definitely like, this is one of my favorite ones. And yeah, so this is part 2. I'm still gonna post part 1 because, or I've posted part 1 by the time you see this one, just because I think it's important to see the comparisons, the 2 different sides of it. And I think in part 1 I also kind of give the history of the diorama. So that's kind of cool, so you get an idea, not the history of, but the inspiration, why I created it and so forth. So this is part 2. And this is just taking some suggestions from the ACBA community on better posing, making it more realistic. And I think I got it. I may not have, but that's okay. I'll keep working at it. Alright, man, so thanks a lot. I think this will be my 3rd video in 2 days or something like that. So obviously I'm gonna start rocking out videos. Peace out.